So good morning. I've now been joined by Dr. Taymans from International SOS and Charlotte Hedemark, who's a FERMA board member. And you've just published again your survey, Workers on the Move, Managing New Risks, Mitigating Health, Safety and Security Risks for Work-Related International Travel and Assignments. So maybe a good place to start. Tell us a little bit about where you've updated the report and some of the themes and topics you're covering.
Yeah, so interesting report. It follows on to the report we did 2 years ago. And what we did was we had, number one, a huge following of risk managers. So this year we had 377 people respond over the survey period. Another thing that we saw was that there is definitely a sense that travel risks are evolving, and that these travel risks are no longer going to be travel risks linked to just going to Africa, for example, but actually people are sensing that travel risks are impacted by geopolitical as well as sometimes mental health issues. And those are the two main findings we've had over this survey and this survey period.
Okay. And thinking more from a risk manager's point of view, what can they take out of the report?
There are definitely some tools and key lessons learned, and best practice recommendations actually for each of the chapters or each of the key risks. So there is concrete recommendations on how to manage these risks, and also concrete recommendations on how to implement it in your governance structure.
Okay. And I know a couple of the areas you get into in the report. One is cyber. So, if you'd like to.
Yeah, that's correct, and I think that is a very also maybe a bit of surprising outcome. But cyber risk today is important for travelers. We use mobile devices when we travel, and I think even when you leave FERMA today, you will see on the plane that people are using their laptops. So you can easily devolve, or you can easily show secret information about your company, or even more importantly about, scaringly about your customers. So that is one key risk. Another risk in terms of cyber is the fact that we are all using these free hotspots in the airport, in this conference center, without maybe really taking care or see if it's a secured connection.
Okay. And for all the wrong reasons, gun crime, cross travel, I guess that's going to get in stuff that's been going on in the States, and I mean, some of it is transgenders, yes. Vegas. Recently.
This is a more, let's say, physical risk that our travelers are afraid of, and even in our company, where we also have an app on our telephones from International SOS, we are able to train our workers. There are online trainings, and we have actually just recently seen an increasing demand on the downloads and an increasing interest in these training courses, because you need to be prepared. And maybe you can...
Yeah, so we have an active shooter e-learning, and it has really, due to the past events, what happened in Las Vegas, etc., what we've seen is a dramatic increase in the number of people viewing it. Of course, Europeans traveling to the US have a sense of insecurity, and there is very clearly people preparing themselves, which shows most organizations are implementing a very strong duty of care program where people are informed before they leave, and they are actually taking the steps to protect themselves by every which means they have. We also have our experts on the assistance centers, our security experts, that sort of give a little bit more of an objective overview. You know, gun crime is one thing in the US, but it is not pervasive. You still have a very low chance of finding yourself in an active shooter incident. But when it does happen, it's sure that that's not the right time to start doing in e-learning. You want to do it before.
Yes.
Of course not, yes.
Very good point.
Yes.
So I guess just kind of wrapping and boiling the report right down, if you were going to give one piece of advice each to people reading the report to take away from it, what really strikes you?
I think one of the things that we saw in this report was people were really very, very concerned about the geopolitical climate, but also, and that's an interesting evolution of the previous report, people are very interested also in mental health, resilience, etc. So we're looking at organizations, looking at how they are structured and trying to find ways to actually build resilience with their employees to be able to ensure business continuity. And when you look at these reports, you really sense that they are instead of just trying to have a general sense of where we are as in situational awareness, they're also looking inwards and saying, what can we do to make our workplace a much more efficient and much more pleasant environment for our workers, and trying then to understand what are the stressors and trying to mitigate those stressors. That's, I think, one of the main points coming out of this report.
Okay, Charlotte?
Yeah, but I also believe as risk managers there are some concrete tools and recommendations you can take back and share this with the other departments or other functions, because travel risk management is not just for risk managers. It's very important to have this collaboration with your HR function, security function, or even if you have a specific travel function. So there are definitely recommendations and tools that you can take back and discuss at a senior management level.
Oh, great, thank you. And I guess if people want to get to the report, I'm guessing there are copies here for them, but away from here, how would they best get the report?
Well, I think they can download it on the International SOS Foundation website. They can also ask it from any of the International SOS sales representatives. They can also ask us directly. And they can also ask it from FERMA, because FERMA is the co-publisher, and they can have as many copies as they want as well. So very clearly, the venues where you can download it, find it, are numerous.
Excellent, great. Oh, thank you for sharing, coming to talk to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.